All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to take the time today to share a little bit about what makes us unique and special. Then we'll pass it over to Kyle, our COO, who will go over a little bit of behind the scenes of how it all actually happens and show a little bit of a demo. And then we'll close it off with how you can get started if you think this is a fit for you. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And hopefully most of you have checked out this page before. This is our general join page. You can go ahead and check this out anytime when you're ready to join. But let me explain a little bit more about what we mean here. So myself and Kyle, we come from more of a marketing and technology background. We're not your traditional bankers. So for the last 20 years, we've been spending millions of dollars and generating leads at scale on all the different platforms. So we have a little bit of a different outlook. Obviously, you can see here, we're all about unlimited free leads powered by our software, CRM, POS, LOS. That's all put together. And then, of course, we have the AI integrated as well. So we want to make sure we can generate leads for you guys and push those through our own proprietary system that we've written every line of code for, so it works exactly how we need it to work for our leads to push through that system. So let's explain a little bit more about how that all works. So as I mentioned before, we are a non-delegated correspondent lender, and we're all about technology. So we're here to give you guys technology to scale your business instantly. So whatever you guys are doing, I'm sure that's amazing. We want to build a system where you can plug in and build on top of what you're already doing. So whether that's self-generated leads or you plug into our company leads, we want to make sure we fill your pipeline, and your pipeline is always filling itself. So the CRM that you plug into, basically you can instantly get set up and it will start generating more business from the activity you're already doing. So let me explain a little bit more about how this all works. First off, the business model. As I mentioned before, we are a non-delegated correspondent with 120 plus lenders and investors. And what that means is we can do broker or correspondent for our borrowers. So we built this team, branch, whatever you want to call it, and all the different models. Started as an FDIC bank, then broker, non-del, and del. And we found that non-delegated correspondent is the best because we can do whatever's best for our borrowers, whether that's broker or correspondent. Now, typically, that's going to be correspondent with our over 5,000 loan programs that we have with our 34 correspondent investors. The correspondent pricing is always going to beat the broker pricing, even at the same outlet, because we're funding the loan with our own money, using our own law firm to draw docs and all that kind of stuff, and all the risk that comes with it. So the same program, exactly the same, is going to be cheaper for us, which we can pass those savings on to our customer. Now, if there's any reason we cannot fund the loan with our own money and draw our own docs and all that great stuff, we have no problem working with our 110 different lenders that we work with for specialty loans. So anything that falls outside of the box that we can fund with our own money, or if there's a special program that we maybe can't fund, no problem. We have over 110 different lenders for those outlets. Now, what does that mean for you and your customers? We have every loan program imaginable. So we're all about leads, and we're all about having the options. So all the VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, non-QM, DSCR, all the standard stuff, we fund in-house. We're always going to have the best deals on that. And then all the stuff that's a little bit outside the box, usually we'll use a brokered outlet for commercial, mixed use, CDFI, SBA, fix and flip, ground up construction, all the stuff that's a little bit atypical there. And the last bullet, we always want to have some AI built in. That's always a great feature. Our AI is called Calvin, the AI loan officer assistant. So he's there to help push you along the process, sending emails, sending tips, doing all kinds of different stuff. Kyle will show you a little bit about how that works. Now let's talk a little bit about our actual lending technology, our actual platform. So the moment that you join and get activated with us, you have access to our instant lead generating website. The same website you're looking at here is the same website you get activated instantly, which has our AI built in, our POS, CRM, LOS, and it's built for us by us. So what that means for you and your customer is that's the only website you need to go to and the only login you need to know. One login for you, one login for your customer, no matter which of our hundreds of different lenders or investors we end up using. So your prospects can instantly flow from just their name, email, phone number, just the basics, to pulling their own live rates, completing their own 1003, pulling their own credit. We set that all, sync that all in with the liabilities into our Encompass-based platform, but you don't have to log into Encompass, as we'll explain in a minute. We also have our rate quotes integrated for over 5,000 loan programs, all our correspondent stuff, where we can automatically requote. So once you set up a quote for your customer, as the rates go up and down, we'll automatically be able to update that customer as that program changes if we're doing it in-house and we have access to that pricing in real time. So how do we do all that? With our API integrations, over 50 integrations. As I mentioned with Encompass, we have Encompass-based system, which most lenders have to have, but you don't have to use Encompass or a login. You can simply use a CRM and never have to log in if you don't want to. You can use Optimal Blue for pricing, same thing, industry standard for pricing, don't need a login. Meridian Link for credit checks, don't need a login. Account check for VOA, VOI, don't need a login. Appraisal works 5 AMCs at the click of a button, don't need a login. So you get the theme here, everything's just a click of a button for all the different services that you're used to having extra logins for. You also get to plug into our instant business cards and flyers. So the minute you get your website, it'll already be branded and your website will be able to generate your flyers and your business cards and all that great stuff. The other thing that we can do for you is capture leads from website users with no forms required. So something that's very unique, something that's proprietary to us. Kyle will show you how that works once you get on your training. But basically, if a customer doesn't fill out a form, we can still capture their information. We also have our automated social media posting. So again, you can plug and play. The minute you get onboarded, you connect to your Facebook. You don't have to log in and post. We have automatic posts for compliant posts going out with your link that tracks to you, generating you leads all the time. And for our AI, we have our proprietary Calvin Dual Oz AI. So Dual Oz, a lot of different platforms have that, run Fannie and Freddie at the same time. But we also run our AI analysis on top of it to see which result may be better for your customer. So pretty cool feature there. Once you get both of them side by side, you want to know what the difference is. And we have our development staff on hand to issue new releases every week. So anytime you have a new feature you want to add, you can go ahead and suggest that in our team area. Another thing we always want to highlight is our trainings and support. As we've been through all the different business models, we found that many or all of them were lacking different trainings and support. So we want to make sure we are always available. Even though we're all remote based, we want to make sure everybody can get help face to face, whether that's online or whatever we need to do. We want to make sure you have access to all the different tools at the tips of your fingers at any time. So we have our remote-based learning center, typical classroom style training, and our daily live training. So anytime you want to add something new, learn about something new, or upgrade to maybe a senior loan officer, you can do that in our remote training center anytime, 24/7, 365. And during the weekdays, we always have our daily live trainings. Anytime you want to plug in and train more, we do our 5 days per week live mortgage rates, where we go through the rates every day and a different topic. We have our live sales training 5 days per week to get you guys pumped up to do more sales, generate more leads. And 2 days per week, we do our detailed deep dive loan officer training on more of the technical loan officer condition type stuff. We also have our Zoom support. So anytime you want to get face-to-face, of course, we're not in an office, but click one button, get face-to-face with our processor team. They can take over your screen, help you click the buttons, get you unstuck from whatever you're doing. And at any time, you can pop into our knowledge center with thousands of articles, not just from us, but our investors, lenders, partners, where they can post their tips, guidelines, webinars, matrices, all kinds of different resources where you can search all of them with the click of a button. And the AI built in here, we have our Calvin Compliance AI, where he's programmed to check all the federal regulations and the states that we're licensed in case our compliance manager isn't available at the moment. So all kinds of different features there to help you out, especially for the newer loan officers out there. Now, the final items here don't necessarily fit in a category, but something we're still very passionate about. I love to work with investors, so we have the ability to close DSCR business purpose leads in 44 total states. Pretty cool. You don't have to necessarily get new licenses to do more deals, and we love to get those kinds of leads and work with our investors. We have unlimited leads at a 50-50 split, all kinds of different ways those come in. We want to make it very simple, wherever you grab them. If the company generated it for you and paid for it, that's a 50-50 split. Want to make it very simple. Again, we're all about automated lead generation at scale, so you can plug and play, but you can also set up your own campaigns if you really want to add some more to that. So set up your own campaigns in our system. Kyle will show you how that works. Or if you're already doing your own campaigns, you can use the webhook to pull them into our system. You can also click a button at any time, no matter what you're doing, to refer a deal to a team loan officer for 75 basis points, where maybe you have a conflict of interest, maybe it's your spouse's loan, maybe you're not licensed in that state, but it's your client, you want to stay involved, you want to earn on that loan, maybe while you learn about a new loan type, or you don't have the license, but you still want to maintain that relationship. So whatever it is, click that button, go ahead and earn 75 basis points while you're still involved in the loan. We also have our instant payroll available as a lender. Obviously, we don't have the ability to pay instantly, but we do have that option if you want to take it. And our regular payroll is every 2 weeks. We have no monthly fees, no hidden fees, no desk fees, no hidden fees of any kind. We want to be very open and transparent. So everything you see is exactly as you see it. As Kyle mentioned before we went live here, we'd love to meet all of our team members in person since we're all remote here, but at least once per year, everybody can come down to Miami, get the VIP treatment, the yacht party, and meet everybody face to face. And we'll go ahead and pay for the hotel room for all of our loan officers that are producing and closing loans to come meet face to face in Miami since we are all remote based. And here is where the video replay will be if you drop off. So go ahead and check that out. But let's get into the compensation plans, and then I can go ahead and pass it over to Kyle. So our 2 plans here. First off, we'll start with the senior loan officer. This is where everybody wants to be, obviously. So the best comp here, 225 basis points. That's for conventional non-QM. That's 2.25% commission. And we have a simple 50-50 split, as I mentioned before. So 112.5 basis points on company leads, no matter which types they are. And that's 1.125% for those that might not be familiar. So our senior loan officers, obviously everybody's goal is to get there. They're going to not only get everything that everybody has, but they're going to be receiving those referral leads. So not really leads, more of referrals from their team members. Not only do they come with a client that's ready, willing, and able, it's not really a lead. It also comes with a team member that's going to be contacting that client for you and putting that deal together for you. So those are the best leads. Then, of course, our senior loan officers will have access to all the different places where Kyle will show you here in a second that leads come from. No restrictions. And we love to give back here 25 basis points bonus for any volume over 2 million for anybody rocking and rolling. Again, we want to build a platform for you guys to expand. So anybody that's really producing, go ahead and give as much back as we can. And if you want to teach, we can have you upgraded to a team leader where you can help your team structure files, disclose files, and really put the dots together, as it is very unique to do both correspondent and brokered loans. Not many lenders out there do it. So it is something that takes some time to learn. Once you learn it, go ahead and teach others what you've learned and earn some great commission on there. Now, how do you become a senior loan officer? As I mentioned, it is complicated to know how to do broker and correspondent. Some people don't know how to do either well, right? So you got to do both well, which is definitely a challenge, and you need some experience. So you can go ahead and upgrade to senior loan officer anytime by taking the course and taking the test, but you need to have some experience and have closed at least 6 loans in the last 12 months. So you know the difference between broker, correspondent, and are up to date on all your stuff. Now, everybody can start as a loan officer and get started rocking and rolling, earn 150 basis points while you're taking the courses and learning, taking through the senior loan officer course. That's 150 basis points on conventional non-QM. That's 1.5%. And simple 50-50 split, so 75 basis points on company leads. That's 0.75%. Now you'll still have access to all our non-delegated and brokered outlets. You can do both with 120 different outlets total. And you'll instantly get access to everything we are about to show you. Kyle's going to show you the back end. I was kind of showing you the features there. You'll have access to our AI integration. As I mentioned, Calvin AI Assistant is helping you out on every step. Unlimited leads at a 50-50 split. Kyle will show you all the common ways those come in. And you can click that button and still earn 75 basis points anytime you're uncomfortable, maybe haven't done that loan type before, or like I said, don't have the license. We are licensed in 23 states for primary and second homes, and that means you can originate 21 additional states business purpose without necessarily having to get that license. So these are all the different features. Again, once you become a loan officer and you have some experience and you take the courses, go ahead and upgrade to senior loan officer by taking that course, taking that test, and go ahead and graduate up to there whenever you are ready. So we want to make these plans simple, and you can go ahead and upgrade at your own speed. So that's how the plans work. So Kyle, if you're ready, let's go ahead and show some behind the scenes of how it all looks behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let me share. I'm going to share a little demo here of the CRM. Remember, we built every line of code for this, right? So this is 100% our proprietary technology here. But just like any other CRM, I mean, CRMs all pretty much do the same thing, right? Where you can type in your notes, send your emails, send your text, but we have our Calvin AI Assist who can craft your emails and text for you with the click of a button. And of course, all your stuff, you know, piles up down here, and you can set reminder tasks for yourself. You can put people on action plans, drip campaigns to automatically email them and text them over time, all that kind of good stuff that any other CRM does, right? But what really starts to set our system apart is our quoting system. So if we come here with just a few pieces of info, with just 6 pieces of info from the client without pulling their credit or anything, we can click one button and pull all of our rates from our different investors in Optimal Blue here. We don't have to log into Optimal Blue. We click one button, pull up all the rates. Within 2 minutes, you can send your client a nice pretty quote that looks like this, showing them their different rate options. They can scroll over these things and see what they mean. It pulls in the Google map automatically. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, the proposed loan info here, the monthly breakdown automatically of the taxes, insurance, and all that, the lender fees. And then of course you here as the loan originator. And also you can attach your realtor partners to it. So your realtor partners absolutely love this. They know when they send you a client, not only are you going to quote that client within minutes and make them look good, you're going to put them on the quote and copy them on the quote so that you're keeping them in front of their client's face saying, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Now, the best part about all of this is your client can just go ahead and click Start My Loan Application. And what that does is pops them right into their borrower portal, which looks like this, where they can start their 1003 right here. They don't have to leave the page. The full 1003 is in our system. They can upload the documents that we need. They can see their loan info here. They can see the milestone of where the loan is at, which will update as you go through the loan process automatically, right? And then they can communicate with you through here as well. So that is what your client sees on their end when they're submitting their application. Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end as the loan officer once they've submitted their application. So what you'll see here is our 1003 has been 100% complete submitted. And so what happened is this borrower submitted their 1003. And what we do is we instantly and automatically pull credit when they submit their full application. We don't make them stop and pay for it. We don't make you pay for it up front. We pay for it up front. We pull the credit instantly and automatically, so that what happens is when you come into the CRM and click our Encompass API here, again, you're not logging into Encompass itself. You'll see here the whole 1003 will already be imported. The credit will already be pulled and imported into here. The liabilities will already be pulled and entered into here. And just to point out here, as Nick was saying, our dual Oz, right? So we can click one button here to run automated underwriting for Fannie and Freddie at the same time. And our AI will then give you the analysis of both on which one may be better for your client for these specific reasons, right? So everything is done here within the system. So when your client submits their application, and it instantly automatically pulls credit, you're ready. You come in here, your 1003's in here, credit's in here, liabilities are in here, everything is in here, ready to go. You can also request documents and signatures through here, whether it's you or your processor. You will have a processor on your files too, but no matter who it is, there's a button here. You can click, hey, I need these documents. And then of course it's going to ask them for those documents. You could even say, hey, you know what? This started as a conventional loan, but it's actually going to be a self-employed VA loan. Well, I don't know what documents I need for that, but the system does. So I could apply that, and that would only ask them for the documents we need for a VA self-employed loan. I could also ask them for signatures and say, hey, I need them to sign this form. That's going to prompt them to sign it when they log into their borrower portal. They can sign it right there. They don't need to use an e-sign software or any other kind of software. We have the e-sign built into our system for legal e-sign software. So that is all built into the system. So you see here now, once you're originating the loan, and you get back your underwriting conditions, you'll see that the conditions will be in here too. So you'll get an email saying you have these conditions. You and your processor can come in here and upload them. You could also dispute the condition, which will kick it back to the underwriter. And you can say, hey, you know, can you remove this condition? We were supposed to have this or whatever. And so everything is in here. So everything from taking a client from being a name, email, phone number to communicating with them in the CRM, quoting them in the CRM, collecting their 1003, pulling their credit, collecting their documents, collecting the conditions. I mean, every single thing for the loan from start to finish is all done here in one system, which is one login for you, and one login for your client. But now let's talk about where these leads come from in the first place, right? Well, as Nick said, we are very big on leads, and that is what we do. That's what we did for a living before we got into mortgages, was lead generation. So what happens is when people click on our ad campaigns, right? We don't buy leads from third parties. We have our own ad campaigns. That's what we do. And so when somebody clicks on one of our ads, they double opt in to be contacted, you're sent a text immediately to your phone. So all day, you're going to be getting text to your phone with leads. So for example, here, I took a little screenshot. This is just like a couple hours here of my test profile. You'll see leads coming in, national business purpose, a regular just refinance, regular purchase. And so they're coming in and you can just click the link to claim it. So what happens is that lead goes to you and 4 of our other loan officers. And the first one to click the link claims the lead. They get that lead. It's exclusive. We never share leads, right? All of our leads are exclusive. So it goes to you and 4 other loan officers, and the first one to click that claims that lead. So you're going to be getting texts all day with chances to claim the leads, right? If you want the lead, you click it and claim it, and it's yours. If you don't want it, you just ignore it, and one of your teammates will pick it up. So it's kind of take as much as you want, whenever you want, right? So that's the first and foremost way that we provide you leads in our system. Those are the hot leads coming in directly from our ad campaigns. The second somebody clicks on the ad, you get a text, so you're on the phone with them within seconds. Another way that we provide you leads is with our auto dialer. So just like a lot of other CRMs, we have an auto dialer here. You can call hundreds of people in a day, 400 or 500 people in a day. If they don't answer, you can press one button to drop an automated text message and email to them from you, right? With all the plugs in it. Hey, your name, I just called about your purchase or your refi, whatever it was you were calling about, it's going to drop them a text and an email, and you can move right on to the next call. So you can call hundreds of people in a day, dropping those auto emails and texts, and we provide the leads in here for you. So we always have thousands of leads in here for you to call, whether they're regular leads from our ad campaigns like foreign nationals, or whether they're DSCR leads or fix and flips or regular purchase leads. There's cold call lists in here if we run out of other leads. There are realtor lists in here to call, where you can call hundreds of realtors in a day. And so we always have calls in there for you to do. So that's another way that we provide you with leads in the system. Now, another way you can work leads here in the system is that you can purchase your own campaign. So what I mean by that is that the same leads that we give you at no upfront cost on a lead split, you could pay for those upfront and not have a lead split. So what I mean is those same, let's say a DSCR leads, we've proven out our ad campaigns. We know how to target those leads. We can just copy our ad campaign that we've proven out. We put your budget on it. We route those leads directly to you, and they do not have a lead split, right? So we're going to be giving you leads all day on a lead split that we pay for upfront. But anytime you want, you could get even more leads. And if you pay for them upfront, there is no lead split on the back end, right? So you don't have to purchase any lead campaigns, but for those of you who want to boost your pipeline even more and who want to fill your pipeline with self-gen comp without that lead split, you can invest into your own ad campaigns, which again, you don't have to do anything. We've already proven out these campaigns, dialed them in. We can just copy those, put your budget on it, route them to you, no lead split, and boom, now you're making more on every deal. Another way that our system provides for you to work leads is if you're already getting leads from any other lead sources. Let's say you get leads already from Zillow or LendingTree or Free Rate Update, or a legitimate lead source like that. You can use our import leads tab here. We give you your custom webhook to where you can bring them into our system instantly and automatically from that other source. And we give you the directions here, right? So whether it's, again, Zillow, Free Rate Update, LendingTree, one of these legitimate lead sources, maybe you already buy leads from there. That's great. Use our webhook and they'll come into your CRM instantly and automatically. You'll be notified by our system, so you can open up your CRM, call them, quote them, all of that, just like any other lead, right? So whether they're leads we're giving you from our ad campaigns directly to you, or they're leads that you're calling in the dialer that we're giving you, or they're leads that you're investing your own money into purchasing, or they're leads you're purchasing from any other third-party source. No matter what way there is to get and work leads, we have that built into our system here for you. And that is our big thing, is leads. So with that being said, I want to go over the next steps here, but just for a second, Nick, can you talk a little bit about just how this all kind of comes together to actually close loans and the support that we have here?
Sure. Well, the first step is to send those quotes. Customers can click start my loan, and then of course you're off to the races, credits pulled and everything. So once you get all that going, you can meet up with your team leader. We can disclose that loan right then and there if it's a non-delegated loan. So you can team up with your team leader there. And if it's a brokered loan, team up with your team leader, get it all structured, go ahead and export that, take it to the brokered outlet and go ahead and let it rip there. And the brokered outlet will go ahead and disclose that. And we have our sales manager and team leaders that are always setting up meetings to go through your conditions with your processing team. For non-delegated in-house, we have a processor assigned. If there's no processor assigned because you're going brokered, of course you can choose your own processor, or you can just do it yourself, save your customer some money, and meet up with your team leader and sales manager if you need any help with any of those conditions. So through our system, it's a little easier, right? When it's non-delegated, we're putting the conditions in our system, automatically emailing customers about the conditions. But same thing with brokered, right? You want to grab those conditions, make sure to use your portal, and make sure to use your resources, your team leader, your sales manager, or pop into the processing room there in Zoom. So lots of great resources. Get that loan done, push it through the system, try to make it streamlined for your customer, everybody in one spot, everybody pushing through the same system, and make it quick and easy for you guys. No matter which of our 150 different outlets, try to make it easy for your customer. One login, one place to go, rather than 150 times multiple logins for each lender, has their own AMCs, et cetera, et cetera. Make it easy for your customer and streamlined. So that's the way we like to do it. Add the support on there, but it's all about using that system and streamlining it for your customer start to finish.
All right, great. So now let's talk about the next steps here, and then we will open it up to questions. Nick, go ahead and drop the sign up link there in the chat for everybody. So when you are ready to move forward, what you're going to do is go to themortgagecalculator.com/join. We'll go ahead and put the link there in the chat as well. But what you're going to do is go ahead and come here and sign up for the plan that's applicable to you. Again, if you've closed at least 6 loans in the past 12 months, you can sign up as a senior loan officer directly, right? You have enough experience. If you haven't closed 6 loans in the last 12 months, so if you're not an actual active loan officer yet, maybe you're new, maybe you're coming back in the business, maybe you just weren't producing for the past year, whatever the case may be, just sign up as a loan officer. And again, once you have those 6 loans in a 12-month period, then you can become a senior loan officer. So it's just about having experience here. For those of you that are experienced, you can go ahead and apply as a senior and come straight on as a senior loan officer if you have that experience. What's going to happen is once you sign up here, it's going to take you right to sign the initial compensation agreement. Now, you don't have to sign it right then, so don't worry, take your time. It's going to email you a copy as well. But once you do sign it, that is what will kick off all of the next steps, where we will reach out to get your ID documents and sponsor your license in the NMLS, all that kind of good stuff, right? So first step, themortgagecalculator.com/join, sign up for the plan that's applicable depending on your experience. And then once you sign that initial agreement, that will kick off the next steps. So with that being said, let's go ahead and stop recording, Nick, and then we will get into questions.